Greetings. Welcome to this week's, what's the show called again? Welcome to this week's...
aBlogtoWatch Monthly.
Rick on the internet.
Yeah. Rick goes live, right? aBlogtoWatch Weekly. How are you all doing? There may or may not be chat in the channel. I
actually want to be part of the chat rehabilitation committee.
Right.
I want the chat to be a part of this, and I want to be part of the committee. I don't know what my role is going to be, or who the... what does the committee have? A leader? I don't know what the committee leader is called. You're
clearly the moderator, obviously.
The chair?
I will open the YouTube channel and see if A, anybody's there, and B, if the chat's working. Okay, I'm starting off badly because it's not even opening. There we go. We'll see. Borisic will be there. If he's there, he'll give us a wave as soon as he realises that we're live. How are you both, gentlemen? We're sans Ripley today, who has the audacity to go on holiday. I thought every day as a watch journalist was a holiday for him.
Indeed.
But there we go. Where's he off to? Do we know?
Well, if we knew, we would run after him and make him review watches.
I was going to say, make him do something.
Respect some privacy for once. I mean, he's not here. Where is he?
Where's Ripley? If anyone can find Ripley.
Off, in a few decades, privacy will be a thing of the past.
It already is, in a way. I just try and not think about it.
It's going to get worse.
Do you ever see the guy that runs the watch? Is it Hagley?
What?
Do you ever see him on the internet? It's like Chinese, but he's made himself. It's like a Chinese thing that he resells, basically with his own. Hagley West. It's called Hagley.
It's like a combination between Haggle, Ugly, and Haggard.
Yeah, let's. This guy has never had any time on this show, so let's give him some now because he just springs to mind. This thing. You ever come across these guys? Hagley West. So he basically goes and sits in a field somewhere in America, and you have to find him. It's like a Where's Wally for watches, and if you find him, you get a free watch. It's the internet. Everything's it's Instagram.
Is that a smartwatch or is that an actual dial?
No, it's an actual dial, I believe.
That's so rendered. Does the watch even exist? None of these exist.
The watch, the watch does exist. They're not the best. He's done very well. Listen, he's done very well for himself.
I have to unsee that Canadian one. Wow.
Do you think
that's a special kind of bad? That looks like a is that a Marvel villain in the middle there? What's going on with the Canadian leaf? It looks Canadian, all angry.
There's your American one.
That's good. That's tasty. Okay.
Do you think they've got the flag of Hungary in here yet? Oh, there's the UK. These are all 46 mil. I'm not sure what that is.
This is remarkably tasteful in comparison.
Anyway, that's the only coverage Hagley West is likely to get. But if you do see him in a field near you, then you can go and get a free watch.
Less than £100, I can say. What was it, 54 pounds?
They're not. They're not expensive. Is the basic
with quality to match.
I'm actually on the YouTube channel, so I can say hi to myself and see if it pops up in the messages as to whether this is likely to be working. Oh, it does appear to be working. So if you're on YouTube, you can now message the show live. But there we have it.
Yay!
Cool. Chat is back. Ariel will be very glad about that. Right, what have you both been doing this weekend? Anything exciting?
I'm not allowed to talk about it because all those stories are under embargo.
Embargo. I mean,
the watch industry's favorite word they haven't killed yet.
Yeah, and nobody's broken a good one recently.
We haven't killed it.
We haven't killed it. Do you know, shows refuse to deal with anything. Like, if we're going to embargo it, tell us the day before. Tell us the day of.
No, just
don't.
What?
I like the increasing level of anger that the NDAs we have to sign have gotten. Like, it's still the same thing, but they're like more and more angry. One of them demanded that I put more than just my name and the city, but my actual address. I'm like, that's not legally required, but I'll do it anyways. It's just hilarious how they keep reminding us how important these launches are for them and how we will never understand why.
Yes, and has everything that was embargoed at Watch and Wonders now been released?
No.
Or is there still stuff that they brought to the show? They brought to a media show to show you.
Did you know?
Said, you're not allowed
I don't
to
want to be a spoiler here, but under embargo is the color blue.
Is that right?
It's going to be released in probably September, maybe a little October.
Never seen the color blue
before.
before.
Blue's on its way.
Blue is embargoed. Okay. So very, very blue. Have Pantone announced their colour of the year yet? It was.
You would know. You're like.
Yeah, hold on.
You're on their.
Okay, let's see if Pantone. I'm on their Pantone. It was basically white last year. They were just.
Hopefully, it's not baby Pantone brown again.
Colour. No, that was 2 years ago. It was mocha. Was that not mocha mousse or something? Colour of the year.
Such a pretentious name.
Yeah. Colour of the year. Oh, there's a Colour of the year library, didn't you know?
Mocha mousse.
Yeah.
Why call? All right, whatever.
Yeah, Pantone. It was. Yeah, it was Cloud or something, wasn't it? It was basically white. It was white by any other name, but you're not allowed to call it. Cloud Dancer was what it was called. For you,
no one's allowed to dance on clouds. You know that.
Yeah. Right. Let's talk about something proper. So, Ariel, let's go to this. Watch review is the Accutron Tuning Fork Spaceview 314, the beginning of a new area of battery-powered luxury. So 2 things here. One is a review of a watch. One is a discussion about battery power and all things luxury. How much is the watch? Guess the price of the Accutron.
I mean, I know the price of the Accutron.
I'm saying this is much more expensive than you'd hope it would be, is my guess.
What is it, like $4,000, $5,000?
It's Casio MRG priced, for sure.
Is it really?
Okay.
Sort of $5,000, as opposed to, I mean, what was it? What's the inflationary suffrage that this watch has suffered?
That's a great question. I have no idea, like, what a 1960, it came out in 1960s. Like, what's a 1962 or 1963
original
Accutron
price
cost?
of Accutron?
AI has absolutely no idea about prices whatsoever.
Really?
Spaceview. Yeah. Well, you can buy one on eBay for $600.
That's irrelevant. The question is how much it was at MSRP back in the day, and how much that MSRP is today, adjusted for inflation.
$175. So adjust 12
Volkswagen Beetles.
$175. What date did you say? 1960.
Well, 1960 is the original date. It came
1960, $175. 1960 now is
like 1960, not 1960 something, but 60.
So it would
that was
mean
early.
The CPI would take it to just under $2,000. So $175 in 1960 is $2,000 now, according to Tinternet. So it may be entirely incorrect and hallucinating. And this watch is priced as actually what just now? Twice that price.
Drum roll. I like when you find out for yourself.
As I get to the bottom of the article.
Ooh, it's a chapters, Ariel. You were very much.
$5,900. You can get one in gold. $5,900, $6,000. So it's
you don't want to spend almost $32,000 on the gold. That has a smaller case, mind you.
It's basically 3 times the price it should be.
Don't tell Citizen that.
Don't tell Citizen that.
It's been so many years trying to make this thing to work. This is actually the spite price. You wanted this. We spent so long. We had to do all this stuff to make it work. So this is what it costs. We hope you're happy.
We'd run out of. Nobody makes tuning forks nowadays this size. We had to go and find someone.
You know what I'd like to remind everyone is that, okay, so let's go back. 1960. Yeah. No, it works. Accutron's not a brand. Accutron's a model within Bulova. Accutron splits off as its own brand only several years ago. This is a recent thing.
Yeah, it wasn't long. Yep.
And it was never it was not really called the Spaceview. That was sort of called that later. But the thing I want to point out is the logo. That is a tuning fork. That's actually the shape of a tuning fork. And a lot of people don't realize it was Bulova's logo for many years, but it all goes back to the Accutron.
Yes.
Why does it have 2 pieces of candy and 2 nail clippers on the dial? That's what I want to know.
Those pieces of candy are capacitors with not the world's most elegant soldering job, which somebody pointed out that I agree with. Yep. And what was the other thing, David?
Oh, my God. The nail clippers.
The nail clippers.
The nail clippers?
Yeah.
I don't know. That holds a battery down or something? I'm not sure.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it does. I'm curious why you need 2 capacitors rather than one slightly larger one. I'm not sure what is it because there's 2 coils maybe? So just 2 of everything.
Wow, I'm not an electrical engineer. So I know what a capacitor is. Beyond that, can't tell you why.
Yeah, you only judge soldering. No.
Yeah,
that's right. I'm a solder judge.
So do you like the what I call the decorative cap over the battery? You know, like the tires used to have hubcaps. This isn't the only movement to do that. I remember this. Maybe David remembers. Like sometimes a Quartz movement like doesn't want to show you the brand of the battery, so there's like the little lid.
And what's the symbol?
What symbol? The S or whatever?
Like the S. What's that?
It's not really supposed to be a symbol. Yeah.
It's just for removing it. You can lift the clips out. All right. Okay.
But it does look like a letter. You're right.
Right, okay. You might now see the heavy torrential rain going on behind me. Welcome back to Scotland. So if this is being picked up in the audio, I do apologise. There we go. So is this the gold one then, nice. In that it's a gold plate at the back?
No. So this is like, I think 39 millimeters. The gold one is a 37 millimeter case.
And it's a gold case. It's not just a gold plate at the back.
But they don't have a gold bracelet.
Right,
no gold bracelets for $31,000?
No.
You're kidding.
Oh, and this is,
what,
I
you
believe,
wear a stainless steel bracelet on a gold-faced what?
This is actually the titanium version, I believe. So it does come in steel, but I could be. I think this is the titanium version, if I can recall.
Right, titanium is cool. That's a cool match for a movement like this.
But we're saying that the gold watch, you have to wear a gold watch, so a gold case, but with a steel bracelet.
A leather strap. For the love of God. Why would you?
But no, you don't have the choice. You don't have a choice. But this is going to look weird. That's going to look weird in a leather strap, that watch, is it not?
I mean, go to their website. I mean, there's pictures, but this is the funny thing. The website, pictures, and it's the same complaint I have about basically every one of their high-end movements. Mm-hmm. There's no explanation. They don't explain precisionist. They don't explain the electrostatic movement in the other Accutrons. They don't explain the tuning fork. There's no explanation of any type. It's hilariously just, this is nothing. It's not even vague. It's just there's no discussion. If vague would be like, there's sexy stuff in here. We won't tell you what it is, but we promise you it's cool. Like, I wish they would do that.
Yeah. But Boris is back on the chat. There we go. 6K is going to limit sales. You better believe it.
Maybe they only need 5.
I don't think so. Here's why. Okay, hear me out. If you are one of us, you're like, okay, that's a bit much.
You're walking in this world. You're one of us.
Let's wait till the prices go down a little bit, right? But that's not who they're after. There's this huge amount of people around the world that keep pestering Accutron, can you fix our old one? And they have nothing that they can do. So this is them saying, oh, we have a new model now. Sure, it's a lot, but you're so emotionally invested in your grandfather's watch or whatever, you're just going to buy the new version because no one can fix the old one. So there's like...
Buy this.
Hundreds of thousands of people out there, honestly, that they think apply to this. And then only after that are they going to be worried about, selling it to everyone else.
Okay. What's this watch called? I don't even see it on their website. This is the Accutron.
That's the Spaceview 2020.
Spaceview 2020. No, that's not that.
Yeah, that's which one are you looking for?
No, the one that we've just reviewed. The 314. So there we go. Spaceview 314. So there's the gold with the leather strap. £4,500.
There's a picture of it.
No.
Is there another page there?
Is there another page? No, it's just a normal.
It's just not there.
It's the watch. It's not
Scroll
actually
up a little bit. There's gold.
It's
there it is.
There's the gold. But unless there's another. No,
can you scroll? Can you pull those 3 to the side? Like
no, there's no side. Nope.
They don't want to sell it to you.
I did say just a few minutes ago that their website had issues with information.
Enable accessibility. What does that do?
It drops the price.
I want it to be. I want this website to be completely inaccessible. I'm not quite sure what enable accessibility does. Is it reading it to me or something?
Immediately.
Anyway, there we go. So the Accutron 314, you like it, but wouldn't pay that much money for it, or if it was one of 1,000 watches, would it be on the list somewhere? So
okay, I'm not the type of person that grew up with like the hum of a tuning fork, right? Like I started with Quartz. It's before my time. Like literally the watches would hum. They would like an electric hum, and just people just love that. They're like, oh, I miss that hum. It is so cool. Nostalgic. they're not that accurate. Tinnitus. Like Quartz is like way better. The only difference is that the tuning fork has a sweeping hand, but then Bulova themselves fixed that with Precisionist. The Precisionist is a bigger movement.
When you go tuning fork, you don't automatically think, oh yeah, my piano is a really good timekeeper. Like, yeah, I know what we need to use. Musical instruments, well known for their timekeeping, out with human intervention, referring to a beat or a metronome or something. Yeah, not really my go-to in terms of the accuracy of the old tuning fork. So going to the second part of the discussion, as you mentioned, Rick, I say that this is the beginning of sort of a new era of enthusiast electronic watches. I didn't say quartz because this is not quartz. They don't have to be. But this idea that you can see the board. There's no software. Yep.
It's kind of like you can appreciate the same way you can see a mechanical movement. Obviously, there's things that you can't understand the motion of it with your eye. But I think it's closer to mechanical movement than like a hard watch module is. Smartwatch module is. Right? So smartwatch module represents the black box of I have no idea what's going on inside. There's a screen, there's software. Yep. And this type of more basic, what I call dumb, because there's no, there's as in not smart, as in not software. Yep. You're right. Your basic G-Shock Quartz watch has a tiny bit of software. So I can't say softwareless watches because there is some software. I'm not against software, but I think that there's sort of a more closer to analog sensation here. And I can see an artisanal like brand, like soldering little movements that are really, really beautiful and really, really cool. Like I just see this as a portal of a world of high-end electronic enthusiast watches that I think are popular because they are expensive, but they're not the $300,000 mechanical ones. So under $10,000, you can do a huge amount with electronics. And I think a watch that was a bit ahead of its time in this regard was maybe something like the Devon Tread, right? Which I think was appreciated on similar grounds. Super weird watch, love it or hate it. But I think that would have been included in this high-end electronic watch category that I'm talking about.
Okay, so who else other than Devon? There was a brand. Was it like Electricians or something? But it wasn't called.
Yeah. Not super high end, but yeah.
Not super high end. That reminds me of.
That split off from Studio Divine, meaning 7 Friday.
And I'm looking for Devon Tread. I can't actually see. It must be. Oh, Devon Works. I assume it's the same. Yeah, there we go. So here's the Devon Tread for those for whom that doesn't mean very much because you don't see them very regularly.
Designed by Jason Wilbur, who has his own kind of brand right now.
Yeah. So was the last one of these 2016?
That was about it.
Been nothing since 2016, and the old Devon Tread since was it Iron Man? Was it Robert Downey Jr.? It was Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man, or was it Robert Downey Jr. as Robert Downey Jr. wore one?
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, it's good for the algorithm.
Okay.
Did he not wear one of these?
All Robert Downey Jr.'s. Robert Downey Jr.'s.
He wore one of these somewhere, I think, if memory serves. Yeah, I think so. I think he either wore it to a Marvel red carpet event or wore it as the human that is Iron Man on the movie. I honestly can't remember. Somebody
it doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, like most things.
Probably that's why you don't remember it.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter. So who else then? Who else is going to go into the electronica rather than the smart in terms of watches?
Well, Girard-Perregaux's done a little bit because they have the heritage from what they did in the 70s. Longines had some great electronic watches back then. We know that Omega's had some interesting ones. There's the high-frequency Marinemaster that has a very distinctive case. It's just a matter of time before they bring something like that back. One of the interesting things is that if you are a brand that's strong with mechanical watches, it's very difficult to price these things, right? And I'm sure we've all seen this where they try to flail. They have a quartz option. They have no idea what to price it. The quartz ends up being too high because they don't want to make it too different than the mechanical, but they want to preserve the price of the mechanical. It just gets into a bunch of funny business. So I think it's going to be brands that are entirely set up for this, or it's going to be such a different type of line of products that they're not going to mingle too much. Because like from a Casio, okay, it makes sense because that's basically what they do. But most of these brands that focus a lot on, mechanical timekeeping right now, I mean, maybe you have a difference of opinion, but I think culturally it's really a clash to say, now let's have a high-end electronic movement at not all, but many of those brands.
Is this just another week of going by of you going, Rolex, bring back the oyster quartz, ruin the entire Swiss watchmaking industry by making quartz great again, by making it desirable, going into the AP Pedic or the Omega. Can I have one of those oyster quartz things and ruining all of Omega's watchmaking skills by everybody going in asking for quartz watches?
Rolex could. There's nothing to stop them. I'm sure they have new movements and new oyster quartzes they've designed and prototyped and probably built out. Like, it would surprise me, honestly, if they didn't. But I think that what's interesting is the idea that there is a debate about the integrity of their entire system, right? Like, they can't just release it. There's this question of like, what will it say to the community? How will they value our other things? And I think that's a bit overblown, but like, that's on their minds all the time.
I mean, Rolex,
that's probably why they don't do it. That's exactly right. What's the point of catering to some of the enthusiasts who would buy them, and others would just say, "Oh, it's a mall watch now." Rolex is a fashion watch now. It runs on batteries.
Okay. Runs off batteries, right? So here we go. Something that definitely doesn't run off batteries and is not designed to run off batteries, but designed to do something very cool indeed, is this just dropped on the website. Barrelhand Monolith review. Tailor-made watch for exploring in outer space. Ariel, this watch has been long in the making. Ariel, who go back, find the YouTube channel where he basically 3D printed from scratch, having retro-engineered an oorwork back in the day as an undergraduate engineer. He did most of it. Very talented individual. This is his first watch built from scratch to his own design, rather than second. Well, it's the first one he's built to his own design, whereas the first watch was designed to copy the oorwork. No,
you're forgetting the original Barrelhand.
Right. Okay.
Which is that's the name of the brand, comes from a watch where the mainspring barrel is the hand.
Yeah, the project. I'm getting confused here.
That's okay.
That was not the
copy. There was the copy of the oorwork.
Yes, it was.
Then he started Barrelhand. Took years to make the Barrelhand.
Yeah, the Barrelhand here.
Then decided on the Monolith.
I think of this as being like coming from the original oorwork that he did, because it was so inspired by it in terms of the way it told time, etc. But yes, okay, this is his third watch, the one that never made it, this that was in a very limited run, and now the new Monolith, which is certainly designed from the ground up, and he has been telling
it's way more practical, I'll say that. It's not cheap.
The design. Nope.
The Scalmalloy, I think is how it's pronounced, is the material used to make the case. It's specifically something that is designed to be very hard, like harder than titanium, but also 3D printed. So part of this is really a function of this idea that in space you won't have spare parts, but you'll basically 3D print parts.
Yes.
Right. So and this is designed, it's like a proof of concept. It's like, well, maybe not everything, but look, at least the case can be 3D printed and stuff like that. It's not that big. It's got really cool loom. There's certain layers of it. It was difficult to shoot, but you can't really see there. But there's multiple layers of loom. So you look on the side, it's more three-dimensional. There's like this inner ring, which is really cool. I love the sterility. It actually goes too far. So look on the back right there. If you see that little symbol that looks kind of like a planet with a circle, that right there. That's the only thing that tells you who made this watch.
Yeah, I think that would be my only comment on it. I think it probably does need a brand on the dial or somewhere.
Look at the website also on the Barrelhand. It's very nicely presented. It's a great
website.
Could Accutron learn something? Is that what you're saying, David?
100. I'm just scrolling through, and I'm just like, this watch is literally floating through space with beautiful lighting and all the rest of it. It's unbelievable.
Here's the Barrelhand website for those that are following along.
And click on Discover Monolith, and click on the orange one right there, and then start scrolling. Yes. This is how you present the freaking watch.
It's spinning
floating in space.
Yeah.
You can see the loom. You see the loom underneath there?
Yeah. So I think my only criticism, I mean, it is expensive, but you pay your money, you take your choice. It's $10,000 roughly.
I want this watch just for that case back shot as it's floating through space. Yeah. That's how simple I am.
The crown is a new system, and it provides, like, even when it's pulled out, it still has water resistance, but also vacuum resistance and all kinds of stuff like that. So you can completely operate it like in a high pressure environment or a vacuum.
Still using spring bars though. I notice. Not sure if there's special spring bars.
Do you hate spring bars?
No, not especially. It's just like if you've redesigned everything else, I wondered if they come up with either a fixed lug system or
what
something
do you want?
similar.
A stretchy thing or
like stretchy thing. Go around your
spring bar.
Stretchy spring bar. So I think the only issue I have with it is the absolute frugality of the dial. I think they could have done with putting a little logo somewhere. Just to identify.
You don't need a logo in space.
It was just to identify that you hadn't 3D printed it yourself, that you'd actually bought it from somewhere. So
are you afraid that your fellow astronauts are going to think you put a kit watch together?
What are you, Exactly.
You cheap nerd.
You're poor astronaut.
There I am, having paid the $1 million to go on a private space flight with Elon Musk, and I'm wearing a watch that I bought in a mall somewhere.
Please don't come back, Rick. We have to sacrifice you.
That's it. I'm over.
We'll have to fly you and Elon Musk into the oncoming comet or whatever it is.
In order to get rid of him, I'd take the hit. I'd take the hit. So Borisic in the chat saying, looks interesting, but just doesn't look $10,000 worth. I kind of know what he means.
What does he, think it looks $10,000? Like I'm legitimately asking, what looks like a $10,000 watch these days? It's not an Omega, I'll tell you
Seiko.
that. Okay.
That's because an Omega is actually a $14,000 watch, but it does look $10,000.
I mean, I'd rather give $10K to a guy who puts all this effort into not just the design 100%. And the execution, but also the presentation and all the rest of it. I mean, look at this. This is a labor of love. Yep. If I had $10K laying around, I would be like, here you go. I like this. I like the concept and whatever. You do you the next time around. Because here, when you give a Barrelhand 10K, you're not just funding this watch, but also the next one in a sense. And that happens not just in his case, but everybody's case, basically. So, I quite like that concept. It's expensive, but whatever. It's, still a tenth of an MB&F or whatever, that would have this level of, uniqueness in terms of manufacturing and design. I like the case back with this. I think you have to look at it through a microscope or something. They're like these tiny images or something, right?
It is. Yeah. It's a kind of Voyager type thing. Yeah.
There's all these pages, pictures, things like that. You get the idea. It's supposed to teach you a little bit about our species and why we're, worth not killing or something.
Do you think he did we ask him if he put any aBlogtoWatch website content in the back? Because I think that's important.
It's just my articles. Sorry, Ariel.
That'd be funny if this watch review is on a future one.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. That's pretty cool, yeah.
There we go. Karel, that's the job for the next one.
Look, ostensibly, you could have your own plate there. You could print your own one out with your own information in there. It could be like your own personal history and your family pictures and maybe all your bank information and passwords. You could theoretically do all that.
Yeah. Your passport's in the back. Bridging physical and spiritual realms. Watch is more than a functional tool. It's a companion watch. Since wars begin in the minds of men, It is in the minds of men and women that the defences of peace must be constructed. I'm assuming somebody famous said that rather than Ariel, but maybe he came out with it. Who knows? Anyway, all the data in the back.
This is the part where they just quote literature. Oh, they're talking about the thing. Okay.
The Voyager visual. Oh, there's some visual sound artifacts on there. David screaming into the void. Of whatever boutique he happened to be in, screaming into the void at Watches and Wonders in some black photo booth recorded. So this is cool. I do like it. I do like it a lot. What's the process of actually buying one? How many are they making? Do we know?
Buying one? Is it more complicated than ordering one on the internet?
I have no idea. That's why I was asking.
Meet them in space or something?
No, you
can only be purchased on board
Handover
boutique at the
International Space Station.
So
exactly.
Q4 2026.
Reserve Monolith. You scroll down and then there's a big orange button. I reserved it just now.
They've already started making some. They're trickling them out. I mean, that's the thing that's difficult for them right now is to make, these in any type of volume.
And what size is it? 38 mil. It looks small. It looks
not
kind
big. It's been a few months since I wore it.
38 by 45 by 11.8 millimeters thick, so it's perfectly wearable, and it's only 31 grams. The chassis, at least.
It's really lightweight. It's like wearing nothing.
Right,
Operating limits from vacuum to 20 atmospheres, which is 200 meters underwater, minus 120 to 120 plus degrees Celsius in vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
Air core insulation chamber. That's, I sort of want to go back, just go on a vacation there. And then air core insulation.
Okay, well, Barrelhand have produced something entirely worthy of being added to the watch world. So that can mean only one thing. It's time to eliminate somebody from the watch world.
You've been waiting for this, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been waiting for you to be back on the show. Welcome back to the picker wheel of death. Let's spin that wheel and see who we're keeping, who we're killing, and who we're putting into hibernation for 50 years to probably come back and do exactly the same things as they're doing now. So first up this week is... where are we going? Was it Hamilton? Is it Moser? Oh, Moser. There we go. There's an interesting one. Moser.
Why can't you choose Maurice Lacroix like we all want?
Well, one day its number will be up and you'll get to choose.
They just lost their CEO. Okay, come on.
Did they? Like in a shopping centre?
So is that telling you it's time to kill it, or what's the message there?
Well, he thinks it's dying. He's just walking away from the body, and I was like a couple of stab wounds. He's like, I didn't do it.
I quite like Maurice Lacroix.
Well, the market doesn't.
The market doesn't. And are we saying, we've got another at Montblanc? Well,
that's so close.
That's close. So
Maurice Blanc,
Moser, Alpina, and Montblanc. So who are you keeping? Who are you sticking into hibernation? And who you killing off? I mean, have Montblanc not already killed themselves off, basically?
So what, Montblanc? What's the other ones?
Alpina and Moser. Do we include within Montblanc what's the movement maker called that's within Montblanc? Minerva.
Yeah. So here I have a question for you. How about we check Joma Shop and look at which brand has the biggest discount percentile wise?
Oh, I think that's a great idea. I'm not sure. Do you think you can get Moser on Joma Shop? Let's find out.
Biggest savings. So you can sort them by biggest saving. And Montblanc is just a mere 68%. Okay. That's not much.
So watches for him. Right, how am I going to do this? Brand.
I can't remember.
Let's see what brands there are.
Moser. Okay, Moser.
Is Moser there?
Moser is 28% off.
Wow. So Moser 28% off.
Alpina 65. Wow, what a game this is. Montblanc loses out by 3 percentile. Okay, that's great.
What do you say? So Alpina is 65.
And Montblanc is 68.
Montblanc is 68.
That's a hilarious game.
So on that basis then, so what we're doing, are we saying we keep Moser because it's only got 28% off?
Yes.
So Moser gets
we're killing Montblanc, which is
we're killing
not
Montblanc,
that difficult.
And then Alpina can come back in 50 years' time.
It's been under a lake for 3 years anyway.
Yeah.
And I really got upset with Alpina when their entire Watches and Wonders theme was a copy of a brand that normally copies other brands. So when your inspiration is of the brands that exist to emulate other brands, you've now full on Ouroboros yourself, right? The snake eating the snake. And I actually don't know whatever that's supposed to mean entirely, but I just feel like Alpina is consuming itself, and that is not a road to innovation.
Were they emulating with their booth?
They were emulating Aviate.
Okay. Is it not?
I have some.
Do they not own it? Is it not owned by the same group? No, I always assumed it was.
See, you're. It's like they've done it so well. You're thinking it's the same.
Into the trap, thinking it was the same people.
Entirely unrelated. I mean, both have parts made in Asia. I guess there's that.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I did go through a phase of really liking Alpina, and then
I'm not against Alpina. I have nothing against them. I do like the brand. I just don't think that they don't have a creative mojo right now. They really know what's going on.
I mean, they do
nothing
produce
against the brand.
They produce the solar watches. I think they also produce the larger watches, but in
they produce some really nice ones. Alpina is one of those brands that whenever I meet them and wherever, they almost always have something, and I'm like, sure, I would love to have this or bring this home as a gift or something
but David,
like that.
Couldn't you just label these Frederic Constant and that'd be that?
No,
why does it need to be its own brand?
It's so sporty, can't you see?
Okay, then get rid of Frederic Constant and call them all Alpina. Just choose one of the names.
Pick one.
It's not dressy enough.
Stick to it.
I don't mind the separation. I don't know why you mind it.
I don't. It's something I don't mind. I'm just saying, of the things that Rick chose in our arbitrary game, this is the one that if it was gone, you'd miss the least, and it could come back.
Probably true.
It's a perfectly fine brand. I have nothing but respect for it. It's just if it wasn't for the relationship to Citizen, I think that it would be under Maurice Lacroix pressure. That's all I'm saying.
Right, okay.
I'd miss Montblanc a lot less. Montblanc has not done anything over the last 5+ years.
That's because they've been jerks to everyone.
Under $30,000 that I said, like absolutely nothing. There was a salmon dial chrono.
They produce
iced tea. You lost me at iced tea. I mean, it's just like it's the dumbest name.
It's iced tea, but I call it the iced tea because
everybody called it the iced tea. It's
really?
the moment they debuted. Yes. Even they themselves, the year after, admitted, yes, it might have been not the best name.
The Geosphere was the last good thing that they did, and was one of the watches that got me into this.
Sounds like
but I never actually owned one. There you go. And all that happened is Davide took the Geosphere to Bremont, and he obviously emptied the parts bin at Montblanc, went across the road to Bremont, and is using exactly the same little Geospheres across there. So
the Nicola Riasek is one heck of a watch. It's amazing. Yes. It's good value. They forgot to increase the price too much. It's not cheap, but they forgot to increase it. Yep. Bespoke movement, bespoke dial layout, proper early 2010s, maybe late 2000s quality style. It's just, it's nice. Look at that. It's $8,000 for that with the freaking, what's that brown one? The third one.
Star Legacy Nicholas Riasek 43 mil with pictures
Nicholas
of horses.
Nicholas Riaseks are great watches. It's an extremely aging platform right now. It's nearly 20 years old at this point.
That's fine.
Sure.
So there you go. That's what Montblanc have got to offer, and one suspects
refreshing
that if we killed
tea.
them off, nobody would do
zero horribly illegible hemispherical subdials.
So there we have it.
Kill them all.
Kill them all.
Why have they not made an ink blot watch? Like the whole the Rorschach thing looks like an ink blot.
Yeah,
just like artistic dials with ink. Just artistic dials with ink blots.
Just what we need. Right, let's see. Is there anything else? It's been a quiet week.
There's David's Marinemaster.
Master.
Is that not loud enough for you?
Let's go Marinemaster and then Glashütte Original, and then we'll call it
the Marine Blaster
on all things watches.
We never call time on time.
Calling time on time. Here we go. The Marinemaster finally gets great with. Oh, that's a praise indeed. Great with Seiko Marinemaster.
So 20 years in the making.
So great rather than grand. You avoided the obvious.
Yes.
the Marinemaster finally gets grand with Seiko. Is it not the same? Yeah, you see, you've missed a trick there. That's why I should be doing copy editing. You did miss that. Right, tell us about this. We've played Guess the Price of this. We've looked at it a few times, but now you've had it in hand. Would you buy it over most things of a similar price? Have you fallen in love with it? Is it this?
100%.
Right, okay. So this versus the Sub, amazing. Which is without consideration of the branding. What are you buying as your dive watch? You buying this?
I'd buy it even with the branding. It's so back to front, to where I'm not gonna say how much. I guess we can. We did the guess the price.
We
did
the guess the price in this.
It's 3,900 in this blue version, 3,600 in the non-limited black dial version, and the quality is just unbelievable. Nothing comes close. I mean, if you put this next to a Tudor, the Tudor just starts crying till its water resistance breaks. I mean, the dial, the case, awesome. the whole thing is just unfreaking believable. Feels good on the wrist, beautifully made. Fit and finish is stunning. All new movement. Not just being said, but it's properly re-engineered from the ground up, even with like surface treatments and gear profile and all the rest of it. So now it's 3-day power reserve, still 4 hertz, completely new self-winding system. None of this horrendous, horrific, absolutely awful, useless micro extension, whatever that you're seeing here. This is an old one on the Grand Seiko, and the current one has this integrated one where, even if you extend it fully, you still only are looking at the bracelet. None of these ugly extensions and stuff.
Way better.
Way, way better. I don't know what took Seiko so long. I mean, I know because they have, they move slowly and they order, large amounts of, large quantities of pieces. It's only 1,000 pieces for this blue one. Both the black and the blue dials go with the theme of ice, one with the North Pole, the other one with the South. The black dial I didn't like quite as much in real life as I did on the pictures. On the pictures, the bezel and the dial line up perfectly in terms of color. Under the lighting, circumstances that I saw, the black dial version, somehow they just didn't add up. But look at that. That's just super cool. Wow. It looks expensive. It's none of those things like, it's a Seiko. It's just an $800 Seiko with a or an almost $4,000 price point. It's a completely different watch in every single detail you can think of.
So why make this as a Seiko and not a Grand Seiko, so that there was then also no issue with?
Because then it would be $8,000, and you have to put like that's. I can live with the Seiko branding.
Yeah,
and they don't mention Zara 2 once, but if you look at it, it's distortion free, mirror polished. It's just beautiful. Really is. It's a fantastic watch.
So and remind us of the price point.
3,900 for the blue, 3,600 for the black. And it's slimmer now. It's 14.1. So it's not 15.7 or whatever it used to be, 15.9, stuff like that. It has lost the monocoque case. So the case back and the middle case are 2 separate parts, which I don't mind at all. I gained nothing from the previous way of doing things. And it still has this solid Marinemaster vibe to me, even with this 3-piece case construction,
What's new about the movement?
Everything. I already mentioned it. Maybe you were not paying attention.
You're not paying attention. You're not being told again. I discussed the bracelet, being asked in the chat. Bracelet's good. The extensions are easy and straightforward. And you say when you extend it, you don't see an extension, you see more original bracelet, which is cool. But does it fit well? Does it rattle? Does it squeak even? Does it have a squeak?
No rattle, no squeak, minimal wobble. It's a bit heavy, the watch. Not bit. It's a heavy watch, but it's not unwearable. It's not ungainly. It's just finally, this is why I said I've been wanting an SBDX001, which is the OG Marinemaster, for so many years. I looked at it twice in person, ready to buy it, and I never committed to it. It was just so ungainly and uncomfortable on my wrist. I felt like, as much as I like it on the pictures, it was just too much of a compromise. By contrast, this one finally fixes all the issues with the previous versions. I list them all. It's like almost 4,000 words, this article. So it's a long list.
Is there a non-limited version of this? Because you said this is limited. Is there a non-limited version?
The black dial is not limited.
Oh, that's not limited. Okay.
And being asked, should this have been a King Seiko? Would that have been...
I think those are more dressy. Yeah,
it's
a
it doesn't look anything like the King Seiko.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
it's the same movement, but it's
until they make the King Master.
Until the King Master. Yeah.
Master of Kings.
Okay. Cool. No, like this. I'm keen to go and try one of these on.
It's a great watch.
The size of it, 40.
It's 14.1 thick. It's 49 lug to lug and 42, 40 something
42
in diameter, 43, something like that.
Right,
lug to lug, it's under 50 is what matters, basically.
So it's a nice size. And I do like, I like the offset crown as well. I think that's pretty cool.
Offset crown, but with a 3 o'clock date. So it's no longer the 4:30 date, which I think is cool.
It's 42.6. So that'll wear very nicely indeed.
Looks expensive, not just on the pictures, but in real life. You look at it and you are absolutely no doubt that this is a very expensive watch.
Okay, cool. And then finally, this was from Ripley. So he can't speak for himself on this one today. We will share this as Glashütte Original CQ Northern Tide dive watches for the North American market. Why just the North American market? These are lovely watches, but these are quite expensive, I suspect. I've not even read this article, but I'm already guessing that this is slightly more than the very admirable Seiko we've just spoken about, but maybe I'm wrong. So there's two. Nope. So there's two sizes. Is this being designed as a man and a woman's watch, or is it just the two different sizes? Or are they genderizing this? I don't think they are they?
I mean, both are perfectly variable. I think that even the smaller one is like 39 or something. So it's not
so
small
39.5 and a 43.2. So the 43.2 ever so slightly bigger than the Seiko, but guess the price. I reckon this is going to be like 12 grand or something for the big one, something crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
13.
Is that right? 15.5 for the large one. So you could buy 3 of the
4, almost 5.
It oddly feels worth the price, though. I got to go in a second because I have to go speak with a brand that I don't think makes anything this low priced. So I think this is a brand. David and I visited multiple times. We always walk away impressed. We acknowledge it's expensive, but it's I don't know about David, but it's hard for us to think about like any fault. It is a really good brand. It's definitely an underdog, but like there isn't a lot of issues. You may not always like their designs. There are some quirks, but from a quality perspective and a brand prestige, like the people who work there are proud as hell, like so proud.
Yeah. So what do they need to do?
Tools.
What do they need to do to break through? What do they need to do to be?
They don't want to. Like they don't.
They're just not interested.
I guess they want more money, sure, but they love the idea that like if you know, you know. Like they're really into that.
Okay. Okay. Well, if you know, you know, and certainly this is nice. I'd struggle to pay $16,000 for the big one. I have to say that's proper money. Maybe if it was a chronograph, but
there's a chronograph version, not with these dial colors, but they make the CQ in a chrono version for roughly the same amount. I think they've bumped up the price for the limited edition a little bit.
I don't think it's Italian enough for Rick.
Yeah.
I need my Italian. Although I'm wearing something definitely not an Italian dive watch.
I mean, it's a 100-hour power reserve, bespoke in-house movement, in-house dial.
Yeah, fair
almost
enough.
In-house case, which is to say that I visited their case manufacturer many years ago, back when their dial manufacturer was back in Fort Simon. The case manufacturer was one floor above it or below it in a dedicated building, but they did not own the case manufacturer at the time. But it's a proper made in Germany watch with German case, dial, movement. Yeah. It's not something where we just stamp, made in Germany on it and we get our stuff from Switzerland, from our parent company or something. So the effort that goes into making these properly German, and I can say that, if you look at these and you look at the fit and the finish and the way that these are constructed, it's completely different, if you have a good eye for details, than anything that the Swiss made. The case was really different. The dial, it's just a different thing. So that's what you're paying for, in a sense, that it's not another Swiss luxury watch with the same looking surface treatments and the same looking fit and finish. It's unbelievable what they can do. But again, you're paying the price.
Guys,
Chronograph is cheaper
I gotta
than
run. Keep going on the call.
No problem. Cheerio. The chronograph is cheaper than the dive watch. 12,000.
That's what I said. It's because they've probably bumped up the price for the
so there we go. But there we have it. It's definitely worth a look. You can tell where. Oh, there we go. There's an alarm going off on a Seiko Arnie. Right, you
normally wake up at 10 in the morning, Rick, right? Yeah. You come across that sort of guy. You're never busy.
Never busy. It's one of these
you're
things.
Just lounging.
You're just lounging most of the time. So, yeah, I understand where the money goes. Like, you can see where the money is going. It's not just a completely invented throw a dart at a wall. What price can we get away with? You can see the infrastructure when you go out to Glashütte. You can see the care. I'm sure they're very profitable, but I don't think they're necessarily ripping everybody off for as much money as they dare try and ask for their products. So yeah, definitely worth going to have a look at Glashütte.
In a way, you're subsidizing a proper manufacturer with each of these purchases, where they make their own tools. And I think you're only a proper manufacturer if you have a tool making department, which Glashütte Original has with Ariel. And it's just cool to see that they, whatever it is that people need upstairs, because it's basically on the ground floor, whatever people need, they just go there and they have it made. So that's how you actually make stuff. If you always have to ask, a supplier for this and that, then you're not really a manufacturer at all. Yeah.
And if you've never, on the screen just now, for those that are looking at the video, you can join the show live Tuesday around about 8 a.m. UK time at aBlogtoWatch Weekly Live, or watch the video on Spotify or via the main aBlogtoWatch YouTube site on our Thursday or Friday. If I'm currently displaying the Glashütte original 70s chronograph, if you've never tried one of these on, even if you think they look the most horrible thing you can imagine, you must try one on. They're unbelievably comfortable. Yeah. They look horrific to many people. Well, I think to many people looking at it, they're like, no, I'm not going to like that. But then try it on and you go, yeah, I can feel the Starsky and Hutch in me coming out. The Kojak moment has arrived. I'm feeling all 70s and like I want to slide across the bonnet of a car. So yeah, go and if you ever get the chance, try on a 70s chronograph. They are uber cool. Although
they really are.
They obviously are they slowing down on the variety? Oh no, there we go. There's the variations. Some cracking colours on them as well. They tend to produce one every year, I think, of a different. I think
this time there were two for whatever reason, but the pink and the green high visibility jacket yellow came out at the same time.
That rubber strap looks like it might be pretty cool. I also like the classiness of a website that you have to click a separate button in order to be shown the price. It's like you kind of assess in your head what you think it's worth, and then I'm assuming the idea is you're supposed to be surprised by what it is, but rather than the idea is surprise. Oh, it's only that. Rather than good grief, it's as much as that.
If it says contact a boutique, I feel like throwing my laptop, even though it's not at fault, out of the window. It's also classy in a sense that if you're showing this to friends or whatever, it's not like, boom, there's the price. It's a little bit more discreet in that sense.
I'm curious as to whether the rubber strap, because I'm a fan of these sort of things, has the branding on it. But I don't see any.
Maybe on the
images.
Inside, not on the outside. Definitely not on the outside. The clasp will have it.
I suppose I'll have it in the class. But there we go. Cool. In the chat, Geo watches are truly worth the money, every penny.
Beautiful movement on these as well.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we've been abandoned by both Ripley and Ariel.
Wow.
I'm not sure what else there is to do. Let's see if anything has popped up on the website, or whether we just decide to call it quits and have an early lunch or an early or
I
late
wouldn't mind.
breakfast.
It's been 40 freaking degrees here in Budapest all week, and it's still. I mean, even in the evening, you feel like the entire building is just an oven that you just switched off like 20 minutes ago. It's still like cooking itself. And when you have such heat for so long, nothing cools down in the evening, and it just perpetuates itself. It's really bad.
It has been absolutely torrential rain all night here.
Good for you guys.
It's definitely cooled down. The water table has been well and truly topped up. So what's happening? What's coming up in the David Braddon watch world? Reviews, visits, trips, anything we can look forward to?
Here's something you can look forward to.
Oh, right, okay. This is
a review.
Is it a real one or a fake one like last time? Who knows?
Who knows at this point? See, this is why you don't associate yourself with fake watches, because then not even your friends will know. That's an excellent question.
No, nobody knows.
It's a proper review. I already wrote it. I just have to take pictures today, and then you guys can see it for yourselves.
Okay.
Spoiler alert! Look forward to the article, because what's happening is that I compare. And I don't think we've ever done this before. I keep doing stuff now that is just somehow, it's firsts.
You've dared yourself to.
I am comparing the prototype from Watches and Wonders Geneva with the final production piece. And there's huge differences, huge, really? Enormous. Yes.
Give us a clue. Give us one. Give us one to whet our appetite.
The prototype was absolutely full of horrendous mistakes and quality errors and stuff like that. And the final production piece is different. So you guys can
look at the photos.
You might never you have to read the article to know which way this is going, but it's also a very fun comparison to look at it. And once the article is out, we can discuss on the next episode or the week after.
Yeah. Excellent. And where did the motivation come to review this particular one? You just happened to be able to come across
the opportunity.
Just the opportunity to put hands on the watch.
Exactly.
Cool. So other than that, what else is going on?
What more do you need?
I don't need any more than a colourful
Preparing
Rolex.
for Geneva Watch Days already, bracing myself for horrible Genevan accommodation and all that. So it's telling me, at least the sun is shining. Yes, if the sun is shining, I want to be anywhere else than Geneva. Geneva needs all the sunshine it can get, and it's still a bad place, in my book at least. So, if the sun is shining, I want to be like, maybe it's just me, but I prefer not to be in Geneva for the 7th freaking year.
In a hotel all day.
Oh. Or an Airbnb that smells like fried chicken.
Right. Well, we will bring things to a close then. On the screen now for your dictation is the QR code if you wish to join the exclusive aBlogtoWatch weekly WhatsApp group. You need to scan that, and then I'll decide whether I let you in or not. So there you go. You can scan that QR code.
Scan it.
Scan it, and you can get to ask Ariel any question and send him all your wrist shots.
No wrist shots. No.
Because we know he loves them so much. That is, maybe we need to kind of celebrate the wrist shot and Ariel in some way, shape or form. Maybe you should put an article together in the background, because it's not like Ariel doesn't take wrist shots himself. All of his articles have wrist shots in.
Yes.
So he seems to be just wishing to deny people who sustain him in his livelihood because they read his website from, doing the same sort of thing that he does every day.
That's like saying a dentist is not a good person because he just doesn't want to look at other people's teeth for free,
That's right. If you
send me your teeth shots. Which dentist would say this? In my own free time, what I want to look at is your teeth. Teeth. No one says that.
So there you go. You can send Ariel your wrist shots and money. I'm sure that would help him get over the wrist shot if you also wish to make a donation. Or teeth. Send him photos. It's what you should do, because he's not going to listen back to this now that he's away. So you should put on his channel on the WhatsApp group photos of your watch and your teeth. So just upload this, and he'll have no idea why this is going on.
That would be absolutely hilarious.
So
my God.
If you happen to have false teeth, even better, you can put them on the table and drape your watch across the false teeth. So if you're brave enough, join the watch. I'll even display the QR code again now that we've whetted folks' appetite to go, oh yeah, actually, you know what? I really would like to join that. You can scan that QR code, and the only rule of entry is you have to provide a shot of your watch and your teeth onto Ariel's channel with no explanation as to why they're there whatsoever. Okay,
I've never been happier not to be on social media.
Right, that's it from us this week. Thank you all very much for joining. I have a great knife story, but as Ripley's not here, we'll save that for next week.
Yep.
So you can come and hear about knives and Scotland and all these sorts of things this time next week, as well as all the watches that need reviewed. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you for joining in the chat. We will see you all again soon. Bye-bye.
See you guys. Catch you next week. Bye-bye.